Oh.
Oh, bros.
Yes.
Hey, one more thing.
That was great.
Eat the fish.
Eat the
Beat
fish.
the fish.
Eat the
Beat
fish.
the
I'm about to eat
Yeah.
a fish sandwich today, boys.
Ah.
And tomorrow.
Eat them up. Eat them up. Eat them up.
Yep. Chicken of the sea, baby.
Is it really chicken? Was it
Yeah,
really
it's like,
chicken?
I don't know if it probably doesn't taste like chicken. Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beats
Yeah.
me, man.
Oh,
all right.
okay. What's
Hey,
up,
what up,
man? How we
brother?
doing?
Hey,
Good
I'm
to see
here.
you.
I'm here, man. It's been like a whole week since I've been able to do a whole little bit of this stuff. You know, it's been wild.
Wild in the streets, baby.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
man.
Streets of LA,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy streets, man.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
That's right. So,
Crazy streets, dude.
Let's
But
ride. What you said? Let's ride. Let's ride.
let's ride.
Let's
Let's
ride.
ride. Yeah.
Let's ride.
Hey, we got the Bolt Kid up in here again. What's
Yeah.
up, Bolt Kid?
What up, brother?
Yeah, how you doing, man? Are you going to the tailgate? We're looking forward to that tomorrow.
Oh, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Actually, I do
tailgate.
know I'm a little worried about it because it sounds like there's going to be quite a bit of rain here tomorrow.
I was hearing about that.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to rain all the way up to like at least noon. So hopefully it'll be done by the time the tailgate starts. So good. And then well, I'll be seeing you out there, David. Be hanging out there, just getting some tacos, you know what I'm saying? And just having a good time, you know.
Let's taco about it.
Let's talk
Let's
about
talk about it, dude.
Dolphins. And let's have some dolphin tacos.
Dolphin tacos. That sounds good to me. I
That
like
sounds
it.
Hey, by the way, one of the guys over here that I met with that's a Chargers fan, he's going to be out there too. He's coming out from
dope.
Arizona with his buddy. And I
Okay.
told him about go to Thunder Alley, man. It's going to be a great
Yeah.
time for you to be able to pregame. So
Yeah,
you bump
absolutely.
into a guy named Fernando, by the way. He's from
Fernando.
Arizona. So
Okay,
I
okay.
can shoot his number to you if you want to, Kyle. Just you're going to be out there, but hopefully
Yeah.
the weather's going to be fine. I mean, it sucks that it's going to rain out there.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
We got to squish the fish. Squish the
Squish
fish.
the fish.
Fish
Squish-
the
Squish
fish.
the fish. Squish the
Fish,
fish.
fish.
Yeah,
The
man.
fish.
I still remember that, you know, when we were in Hawaii, we saw those dolphins and stuff, and we
Yeah.
were like, oh, yeah, let's go get some dolphin fin soup right now. Let's soups
That's
up,
right.
baby.
That worked out really well. I thought that was pretty funny that you guys
Yeah.
did that. I was like,
Spinner
yeah,
dolphins, man.
that worked out
Yeah,
well.
no,
That's
That
right.
was a
That's
lot
right.
of fun.
We saw some mermaids too. Woo-wee.
Mermaid.
Oh my God, they were local talent. Local talent.
Some local
Local
talent for sure.
talent.
For sure.
Woo!
That's funny. That's
Sheesh.
funny.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Oh, well, boys, you want to talk about this game? Let's have a little.
Let's get into
let's
it.
dive right in a little bit.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's say a prayer for the Chargers. I'll say that because
And
you know.
that's the truth. Holy smokes.
you buckle up,
Sheesh.
boys. It might be wild to watch, but
Right.
you know, if we want to, we could chat a little bit about the injury report. I think I already had it pulled up there. If you want to chat about
Yeah,
that.
pull it up and share it.
Yeah,
if you
pull it
can,
up.
James.
Here it is.
Yep.
Boom.
Here you go.
Okay.
Booyah.
So yeah, looking
Looking pretty
looking interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Our offense is starting to look like it's coming back
Yeah.
in
Yep.
shape, but our defense now, just straight got
Yeah.
gutted, bro.
It's looking bad. I mean, with Bryce Callahan, they were saying that it was like some ab injury that he kind of got through last week. Derwin, it was a hammy or a quad, excuse me. That kind of happened last week. Obviously, Sebastian Joseph Day.
Yeah.
That was his knee that late in the game last week. Trey Pipkins sounds doubtful too, still dealing with that knee issue.
Yep.
And then Richard Rogers, that was just kind of one that Richard Rogers, that name always sounds to me like, you know, Buck Rogers or something like that. Like, sounds like a sci-fi character or something like that.
He's a Dick Rogers now, I guess.
Oh, snipe! Shoot!
Dick Rogers. Hey-o.
Wowzers! Wowzers!
Hey, I'm just saying his name. I ain't cussing. You ain't got to put some soap in my mouth.
Good point.
That's true. That's
Good
true.
point.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I mean, we're actually got a little healthier on the offensive side with basically Corey Lindsley,
Right.
and then Mike Will. He full practice 2 days in a row. That's good to see.
Yeah.
But you know, it's kind of, we have addition and subtractions on both sides of the ball, and it seems like the defense really got the hits this week.
Yeah, it's frustrating to see, but you know, the good news is we're going to have Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Josh Palmer on the field together.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
big.
Which is awesome to see.
Right.
You know, it's interesting, you know, when you start looking at this, right? I mean, in a weird way, guys, if again, I still think we have a good shot of making the playoffs, but in a weird way,
absolutely.
it's kind of like the season that could have been, right? You know, what if Joey Bosa was healthy all season, right? I really truly would say if Joey Bosa alone was healthy all season with Khalil Mack, we would have at least 2 more wins at this point, you know, and we would be in a better position because, you know what, we're competitive in every game that we're in, but you know, these things have just become so we've had so many prolific injuries that have just lagged on. I mean, one I could keep thinking about is Daniel Parham. Parham is still not even out here. I don't think he's going to play, is he?
You know, I don't know. And that's the thing, because I know he's on IR. He didn't obviously practice this week, but I do think that there might be a chance that he might be kind of like a late, you know, addition. I mean, he's not on the list at all, which you think maybe he's just good to go straight up. So
yeah. So
and
again, but that's been like the problem, right? It's been a hamstring injury for all of these players over and over again. And it's like, you know, you got to kind of ask yourself this question at some point. Is it a problem with our, you know, conditioning coach, or, you know, why is this happening the way it's happening? Right. And I keep asking this question over and over again. And don't get me wrong, look, it's a violent sport. We know that, but you know, these things happen, right? I mean, they got a couple guys out too, right? If you look at what they have, they have a few people on their end. Armstead, Bridgewater. Nobody cares about Bridgewater, right? He's not going to play anyways, right?
Right.
They're tied up. Durham Smythe, Justin Zimmer, and you know, and then obviously Tua's got these you know, issues. He's got an ankle injury. You know, he's got his concussion problems. I mean, look, I mean, they're not every team at this point in the season is banged up, right? So the injury argument kind of doesn't hold water anymore. But it's still frustrating, right? As a fan, it's frustrating because you want to see your team out there at full point. Again, what was it up to this point? 13 snaps total for Keenan Allen and Mike Williams this entire season.
Yeah.
The entire season. That's bad.
Not good.
And you know, it just goes to show you, getting in a rhythm, getting into this, it's just tough. Can't make it happen. It's tough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to injuries, though, I mean, we all know it's a rough sport, but I feel like the biggest problem with this, the sport is, of course, the use of turf. I'm gonna just keep pounding that drum. Turf is apparently not the best thing when it comes to these players. I mean, they're already getting banged up enough by basically like hitting each other and stuff so much, but then they hit the ground and they only got 2 inches deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, ladies.
Yep.
You can't have a lot of fun with 2 inches. You know what I'm saying? So, like I'm straight up saying, I mean, look, size matters. You know what I'm saying? Like the depth of field. You got to go deep. You gotta have some cushion. You know what I'm saying?
Man, oh man, this guy. Well, and the thing about it is
talking
like
about turf, not
exactly.
What are you thinking about?
The turf, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, of course. Well, it's even to say like the Rams have been having a lot of issues too. They play in the same exact stadium as us, and I mean, Nick Bosa even talked about like when he's going to be a free agent. He's like, it's going to really matter on what type of turf or field that they're going to have as a team. So if he wants to play on grass, and so you got to think like free agents out there are going to think the same thing too,
right?
Maybe they just don't want to play on turf at all. They want grass. And so it'll be interesting to see if anything does adjust at all for SoFi if they decide to go that direction and put grass in there or not. So
turf is very unforgiving, right? When you got those cleats, it just makes it very hard to. I mean, you could cut, but it's very unforgiving, very unforgiving, and so injuries are. I mean, if you're running full steam and then you just cut, it becomes a problem, right? So. Yeah. Anyways, it's something to think about, So for sure, I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Yep, absolutely. So it's an interesting thing about this. That Tua sounds like he's going to be playing and everything, and I know Mike McDaniel was kind of talking about it, and he was kind of saying it was just like really just a day-to-day type of thing. I don't think it's anything to be able to hinder his gameplay or anything like that. But the same side, Terry Bridgewater is injured too, and he's kind of questionable for this game too. So that puts Skylar Thompson as kind of the potential guy to be able to be the 2 backup or even to potentially start in this game if Tua's ankle gets worse. So, I mean, it's an interesting thing to see. I mean, I don't see it falling our way to be able to be favorable for us. That would be great if that did happen. But Skylar Thompson, I remember him being a stud in the preseason, and he was balling out in preseason, which hence why he's a 3rd quarterback for the Dolphins now. So,
right.
But either way, this is kind of where it's at. I mean, my strategy of this game is really our offense is our best defense right now. If we could keep our offense on the field and keep the defense off the field, we just have to be able to just go out there and ball out. And realistically, we should, with basically Corey Lindsley back, with Mike Williams back. I think Parham's going to be back too. So we basically need to be able to get our guys out there, bottom line, and keep our offense out there. Pretty much. So
I agree. Totally.
We need a chance. You're saying there's a chance, right?
You're saying there's a chance. Well, I mean, that's the one thing though, too, that I mean, that's very possible that it can happen because the Dolphins have a very bad passing protection game as well. Yeah. Like they're ranked, I think, a little bit less than us or whatever, like I think they're like 30th. We're like 29th or something.
Yep.
In our passing protection.
I'll pull it up right now, actually.
Yeah. Pull it up.
So here we go. So here is the defense. Boink. And so they currently are, and this as a total defense, they are 344 yards per game. And for us, we are down here at 371.
All right, so I had it backwards. Yeah.
But no, they do have a pretty bad passing, or at least a somewhat bad pass offense. I mean, we give about 220 over in the air, and they do 233. So it's not like it's like any huge monumental differences between us. But on the same side with their run game, their defense I think is better on the run side of things than anything. Yeah, so they're roughly about the 10th position at 110 a game, and then we are where we're at, way down here, 151.
Yeah, 151.
Oh
dude.
My God.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That's bad.
That is bad.
Well, the one thing I always kind of look at too is that I like to be able to look at like points per game on average, and we're giving up about 25.8. they are giving up, 24.1. So hence
Right.
that's why this game it can be very, very close.
Right.
Because all those stats are fine and dandy and everything, but it's really about just how many points you basically give up. And so there's a chance that this could be very much a 1-point kind of game. And so it's really depends on how our offense works. I mean, our offense is what needs to be our defense basically in this game. If Derwin's not playing, oh my gosh, I don't even know who's going to be playing that position. Are we going to be a very base kind of defense the entire game?
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do at that point?
Right.
So,
well, I guess this is the big time for JT Woods to really step up his game. Because I mean, we did draft him, and a lot of people did say that he has the Derwin James potential, and he plays similar to that. And I think he always said, when we drafted him, we kind of did some research on him. He said he kind of always has a chip on his shoulder a little bit because a lot of people always count him out. So. And that could be something that the Dolphins do too here, they sleep on him, and that's gonna maybe be a mistake where he can actually just freaking light them up,
Right. And that'd be awesome to be able to see it, and Andy and I chatted a little bit about this, and the one thing I feel about the Chargers have not done is to be able to rotationally add players throughout the game and really give people kind of the ability to have a breather in a sense. And so we feel like we kind of have our guys, and those are the starters, and we're just going to run through those starters and keep that as our starters out there throughout the entire game. We don't really go out there and throw a Troy Reader out there that often. We always keep Kenneth Murray out there.
Right.
Jasir Taylor is another guy that could get more involved in this game.
Yeah.
Dean Leonard is another guy that could actually just be in that same position too, where he might even go with the slot position for Bryce Callahan. So who knows? I'm kind of excited in that sense to see some of these young guns kind of come out there and possibly see where they could go with us. Man, I'm looking at our depth chart, and it is just IR all over the dang place. It's terrible looking at that. I hate looking at that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's bad.
So Bryce Callahan can't go. It will be Jaw Taylor for sure. Brandon Silly talked about that quite a bit.
Okay.
So he was very serious. He said Jaw Taylor would be the guy. One of the things I will say specifically about our offense, did you guys watch Keenan Allen's video? I guess it was yesterday, his interview about the game.
No,
you guys watched that yet?
I didn't get to see it. No.
So the recap was pretty interesting, and I remember, and it's very applicable to what we're discussing here, and we're talking about the offense specifically that we run here for the Chargers. He goes, "Look, we're going to try and find those single matchups."
Yep.
And remember what we kept talking about with the way our plays are designed is around just space, spreading out the field as much as possible, and trying to get one-on-one matchups. Well, the interesting thing about that is Keenan Allen specifically talked about that on his press conference. He goes, "Yep, we'll see if we can get some guys singled here and there. We like that matchup. We're going to win it." But if you think about the problem we've had so many 3-and-outs is because they'll double the right people that the play is designed to throw the ball to, which is usually Keenan Allen, Palmer, or Williams. So in short, this offense is designed only to succeed when we have enough players out there that team cannot double cover everybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Because you're not going to double cover Bandy. You're not going to double cover DeAndre Carter. Right.
Yep.
And you'll double cover Allen. You'll double cover. You'll double up Williams. You'll double up Palmer. But the other folks you won't double up. Right. Everett probably not at all. Make Everett beat you. And so again, it's really interesting to see how he said that and creating space, creating matchup problems. That's what this offense is designed to do. But again, that's also why it's so hit and miss, because sometimes they double cover the guy where the play is designed. And that's where we're predictable. And so anyways, it's pretty frustrating when I saw him specifically talk about that. I thought, man, again, if I'm any team playing the Chargers, guess what? I will double your main wide receivers, and then let the other people beat you, right? Let DeAndre Carter beat you. DeAndre Carter is 5'6". Mike Bandy's 5'8", 5'9", something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So, anyways, I think that's something that should be discussed because it's definitely kind of an Achilles heel with our offense, in my opinion.
Well, does that actually work though? I mean, because Justin Herbert, he's like one of the top four he's one of the top 4 passing leaders in the NFL, and not a single one of our receivers has over like 600 yards or something like that. Like they spread the ball out so much.
Yep.
So it's like it's kind of like because that's kind of really Joe Lombardi's like kind of system. I feel like
that's entirely his system. He wants one-on-one matchups, right? So he doesn't care. So again, this is why the injuries in the wide receiver positions were so devastating for us as a team, because the entire offense is designed around you beating the guy in front of you. It's the same way the defensive side of the ball, right? If you beat the guy in front of you, we will do well. That's all that matters.
Right.
But the argument is we've had so many attritions, so many injuries that it makes it impossible for us to beat those one-on-one matchups. And that's why we're struggling so much.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, nothing against Bandy or DeAndre Carter or anybody else, but they're not Williams. They're not Allen. They're not Gates. When we had Gates here, Gates would beat his number one-on-one matchups all the time.
Right.
So that's the difference, right? That's the major difference that we're dealing with long term.
Right.
And it becomes a problem. It just becomes a problem. So
yeah. Well, I'm looking at some of the matchups here too. The Dolphins defensive line, they're pretty beastly, to be honest.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, so they're very good, and that's going to be a massive problem for us.
Yeah. Well, even to say for a massive problem for our D line, who the heck is going to play our D line, by the way? Like, Tyler Davidson, Fehoko. I mean, you would assume that there's going to be a call up from practice squad guys at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
who do we even have on practice squad that's going to come up? That was my other question.
Right. Like, I really don't even know. I don't even know where we're going to add at that point. But yes, the Dolphins have a very good D line. That's where their defense really works, is at their D line. Which, once again, going back to Bobby Ross, you win and lose at the line pretty much. And that's, if they have got a good strong D line, you could basically find a way to be able to make mistakes at that point. And it sucks because our offensive line has been kind of a hot mess in the past 3 weeks. So
right.
That's where it's a very tough situation for us to be able to kind of manage through all this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a tough one, but man, I would love to be able to see a shocking win for the Chargers in this one. So I would love to be able to see that. So
we've seen a lot of shocking losses.
Yeah, it's going to be a shootout if we're going to. It's going to be a shootout, and okay, so let's look at defensive line. I could share my screen. Well, no, we only had. Wow, holy smokes, guys!
Yeah, right.
I'm just looking at this right now. Hold on, just a sec. So
you want to pull it up?
Yeah. Here, let me grab here real quick. Give me a second here, guys. Move it around.
Yeah, and I'm going to look at the practice squad too, because I'm like, I don't know who's even on the practice squad that might even be there, because there's got to be a gap filler at some point. I want to say we did try to go after a defensive tackle that got let go. And we obviously did not.
Well, that was definitely Tillery, speed bump, aka speed bump. We let him go.
Yeah.
So guys, look. You got Tyler Davidson, Fehoko, Morgan Fox, and the Italian stallion Joe Gaziano.
Yep.
And then SJD. SJD is not going to play. I don't think. Well, I don't know. I don't think he's going to play. So we're looking at 4 defensive linemen, guys. Yep. That's it.
And I did see that there's in a practice squad, there's a Christopher Hinton is a defensive lineman. Yeah. So he's some rookie out of Michigan or whatnot. And David Moa is another guy that we have to think about who might be activated for this game.
Oh, that's right. David Moa, from Boise State. That's right. Yep. David Moa. That's a good point. Curious to see if David Moa pulled up. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. And by the way, thanks, Zach. Yes, 19 watching, 5 likes. Smash that like button, guys. It really does help. Again, we want to have as many people hit that like button so we can get out there. Again, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, because guess what? We want to move to a new merch platform that is a lot better for us. And not better for us, but better for everybody. We have a lot of merch ideas that I think would be much better on a different platform, but they want 1,000 subscribers. So when we get to that, it's a big deal for us. So we can move to, what's it called? Teespring, Kyle, is that what it is?
Yeah, there's Teespring. I don't know. There might be another one that I think I found with this whole new app that we're using. That actually might even be better, where we can make embroidered hats and stuff too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm like, that might be even the better option. Yeah. So, but I think it's still 1,000 is what they want for us to do. So I'm looking forward to that. So share with your friends. get the word out. This thing's pretty dope. So
yeah, no, I like that. Okay, cool. So guys, yeah, if you can, please, support the channel. John Taylor, though, man, I'll tell you what, I'm kind of interested to see what he'll do, right? I think Dean Leonard will be out there quite a bit. He'll probably be out there also in nickel packages and dime formations, I would assume. But look, it was weird, right? And I remember last week, I was kind of blown away with Derwin James not really being out there much, right? He was not a factor in that game at all against the Raiders. And I just still to this day, I kind of don't understand why, right? I felt like
he was a factor, but in the opposite way. Because because that little thing at the end where he batted the ball down out of his hand, that was a 15-yard penalty, guaranteed first down. That was huge. That was
massive.
Huge.
Yep. Well, it's kind of funny how it favored us in some level. And funny, we ironically let him go, and he basically became a determining factor to that outcome of that game.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of ironic.
Yeah,
kind of ironic.
I mean, who would have thought that, guys? Wait a minute. I did, and I made a video on that on Instagram, and I posted it again, just because.
But I'll say this: one of the guys that I think is exciting to have back out there is Corey Lindsley. I think
absolutely
he is huge. In fact, we probably have been do a video on this. I would almost argue he's probably the second most important person on the offense for the team, right? Because he puts up pass protection. Here's the good thing. I think if Corey Lindsley's out there, we're not going to see a lot of pressures on Herbert. And the good news is if we're beating one-on-one matchups on the offensive side of the ball, we'll score points, right? And again, nothing against Will Clapp, right? Nothing against Will Clapp. Will Clapp is fine. But the problem is he's not Corey Lindsley. We're talking a Pro Bowl center versus Will Clapp, who's arguably a good backup, but he's not Corey Lindsley. Corey Lindsley is arguably one of the best centers in the league, and his pass protection has just been monumental. I mean, even Filer next to him plays better when Corey Lindsley's there, right? So he makes an entire line better and more productive, and so it's something to really think about, and so I'm excited to see him back out there as well too. So. Mm-hmm.
No,
interesting. The whole concussion
huge. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and you're going to have Foster out on the right side too, which is funny
Foster will be there
because
GJ will be there too.
He hasn't played bad, and it's funny because he definitely has seemed to play better than Storm Norton, which is ironic because Storm Norton is still on the squad for some reason or another.
Right.
Yeah.
You got guys like going over him pretty much week after week after week, and he doesn't really get much of a chance anymore. It's like he's just kind of on there for like purely emergency cases, or maybe just for special teams or something like that now. So it's a really, really interesting thing to be able to see, but man, it's there's a lot to this game, man. And really this game truly is where Herbert has to take advantage and take control of this entire game.
Yeah.
He has got to do that. We have our guys out there. We got Mike Will out there. We got, Keenan Allen. We got Austin Eckler. I think Parham's going to play too. He has got to take control of this game. I mean, I'm going to repeat it over and over and over. Our best defense is our offense at this point. If we could just keep them off the field, that'll help us tremendously on our defensive side. But once again, I'm kind of excited. I really want to see like Sir Taylor out there. I want to see Dean Leonard out there. I would love to be able to see them going because there was a lot of hype about Dean Leonard in camp, and then obviously in preseason he didn't do so hot. But I'm really looking forward to be able to see that and see how the young guys could go out there, and hopefully they don't look terrible. It sucks because you're going up against potentially two of the top receivers in the league.
Okay, so let's think through defensively what we need to do at this point, right? Okay, so
sure.
Again, it's a lot like the Raiders game, right? And I was so freaking aggravated with the way Brandon Staley defended the Raiders. First of all, losing to the Raiders just pisses me off, period.
Always,
no matter what.
Always.
That is a team that I would love to see never win a game ever.
Yeah.
Just, I don't care. I hate Raider fans. They're the worst people ever. And so it doesn't matter. My point is, fine. Just die for all I give a shit, right? But secondarily, why did we let two people beat us? Now, and I can understand if maybe, Devontae Adams had a good game, but you stopped Jacobs.
Right.
It was almost like we were like, let's bend, don't break. But you know what? We broke both sides. We did.
Broke.
You needed to stop one of those two people, and we did nothing.
Yep.
We did nothing. Now, you could argue that really two of the plays that Devontae Adams got were really where he got most of his yardage. I get that. But we still didn't double team him. We still didn't do anything. And the safety play was so bad. Oh my God. They were so far back the entire time.
Right.
It was bend, don't break, but it still broke. Right.
Yeah.
So, it's like that argument. If you watch my video, was it on Thursday, where I said we need to be more aggressive. We need to be more aggressive on defense and on offense. So anyways, I have some thoughts on how we should play. What do you guys think? How we should play this team moving forward? Because again, it's going to be big. It's going to be big.
Yeah.
You got two of the fastest players in the wide receiving side of things with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Yeah. On top of that, you got Raheem Mostert, who's going to be in the back. Yep. They don't have a very good rush attack. I mean, they're I think they're like 27th or 28th in the league for the rush attack on offensively.
Yeah.
They're 89 yards, I believe, a game that they're getting on the ground. But I think this is, once again, Mike McDaniel is basically making this a complete pass happy based team.
Yep.
So strategy is we have got to find some sort of way to be able to get pressure on this team, because last week Derek Carr had way too much time just sitting in that pocket looking comfortable.
Right.
And what did Joey Bosa talk about? We got to get to him to be able to rattle him to get him off his game. And we did none of that. Guess what? We got destroyed out of that. And so bottom line, we got to get pressure. We got to find some sort of way to play double team. Mike Davis has to be on probably Tyreek. Derwin James ain't going to be out there. I mean, Asante Samuel has to probably play on Waddle. It's going to be, man. To me, it sounds like such a nightmare. But pressure is regardless of what we got to do. And they do have missing tackles. They have guys that are beat up on their O-line too. So we got to find a way there. I mean, we gotta get to shook up in some level. So
got to get him shook. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm looking at PFF, and what they got lined up currently on our defense is they got lined up Michael Davis against Waddle. They got Jasir Taylor against Tyreek Hill, and they got Alohi Gilman in.
Yeah, that's hard for a rookie to go. They are going
right. And they got Alohi Gilman in for free safety, and then they put Adderley at strong safety.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then they even got Kyle Van Noy lined up as right tackle or defensive right. Not right. DRT. So it's like basically taking over for Sebastian Joseph Day right there. I'm like, and then they got Samuel against Sherfield on the right side. So, I mean, one of these guys needs to get freaking double teamed over here. And clearly, Tyreek Hill is the number one receiver in the NFL right now. So he needs to get double teamed.
He has to.
Yeah.
Well, even to say, I know their idea with Jasir Taylor on Tyreek is like speed for speed. And Jasir, I think he is a 4.39 40. And then Tyreek's a 4.29 40. We're basically about almost a tenth of a second basically difference between them, but the thing about it is he's a rookie. I mean, he's going against one of the best. And that's gnarly to think about.
James, you talked a lot about how this is an interesting matchup right now. The good news is Ja can match speed with Tyreek Hill to some degree. Having said that, you talked about Dean Leonard and how Dean Leonard played in the preseason, guys, and everyone was super hyped for Dean Leonard. The thing that's interesting about Dean Leonard, he was in the right spot. He just was not positioned correctly. He didn't turn back, and in the NFL, those are pass interference calls, right? But in college, they're not as enforced as the same, same way. So he played college well, but he didn't play. He hasn't learned the NFL game. Now, I'm curious to see how he, has improved from training camp to now, right? Because he's had a lot more practice, right? And again, I think Ja's ready for it, right? I think Ja is ready to make that step. It's a big ask for him to go up against Tyreek Hill. Now, okay, here's how I would play the Dolphins. This is exactly how I play the Dolphins. Stack the box, go at least 6 in the box. Okay. Or maybe like a 4-2, and then you double team your each safety. You spy those 2 wide receivers, one on Waddle, one on Tyreek Hill, period. That you do not care about anybody else. Then the other guys are manned up. That's it. I would leave that 100% base defense that way moving forward. Now, where that would expose you is in the running game, right? Because if they get some explosive plays up the middle, and we know we're weak in defensive, the defensive line could be bad because Mostert, all those other guys, they are fast. They know what they're doing. And so that is the concern I would have at this point. Now, I would say you probably want to go that type of play. I would say 30-40% of the time, It's going to be tough though, man. I mean, I would still double team those guys. I would at least take away one of the two. All right. Are you going to stack the box, or are you going to let them double team you long distance? Now, we know that Brandon Staley does not like the long pass play. So I would assume they'll probably not stack the box, and they'll sell out more on the passing game is what I think they'll probably end up doing.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, speed bump sucks, guys. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it was amazing. All those Raider fans trolling us. Oh, Tillery came here and he beat your ass. You guys suck.
Look at that.
Like, dude,
get out of here, dude. You know why. You know why now he's gone.
Yeah.
You know why. Like,
dude, he just makes these mental errors that are just so strange. Like, what the hell, dude? Like,
so odd.
Yeah, he's just not good.
Yeah,
so
odd. Yeah, and I did look at just as another matchup. I mean, if JT Woods is going to be out there, he's a 4.36 kind of 40 guy too. So we do have a fair amount of speed out there on the field. And I don't know why it keeps coming to my mind, but I keep thinking about that Ravens playoff game where we played like basically 3, safety and safety and cornerbacks basically playing linebackers.
Yep.
And just having speed basically at that second level.
Yeah.
And that would be really interesting.
It's just pretty much dime. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, I think that might be kind of an interesting idea with this game, maybe to be able to do something like that. Because, I mean, we just need guys that could get to the point quickly. And we need to find a way to be able to get guys that could actually be very active at attacking the line, too. Now, it's, of course, a safety. We all don't have like a Rodney Harrison or Troy Polamalu kind of guy that's going to want to attack the line. But we do need to have some ability to be able to stuff the run too. But bigger thing to me, corner blitzes are going to be major in this game, in my opinion. So, because we have got to find a way to be able to get Tua not comfortable. Once again, if he's comfortable, and we got a lot of young guys in the back end, dude, I mean, we could get destroyed. Actually, that would be an interesting stat to see how many sacks that the Dolphins have given up this season too, by the way.
Yeah, and I still think we're winning on the turnover margin, if I remember correctly, too. I think we're +4 on turnovers now. Let's see. Now, again, guys, that's a big reason why we're the that's Brandon Staley's defense, right? The whole point is pressure the quarterback, get in his face, and then specifically make a mistake and throw the ball in the air. Well, and I think that's where we've been a little wonky, is we've not done a great job of actually catching the ball when it's up in the air. And so that's an interesting thing, but I still think we're winning that battle, if I remember correctly here.
Yeah.
And my internet's not working right now for some reason. That's really awkward. Anyhow, okay.
You're still
hopefully
you're still good though.
You're
still good.
Still on. Yeah. You're still there.
That's really weird. ESPN's not working. Oh, here we go. Okay, fine. We are +4 still. Okay, +4. Man, the Eagles, guys, look at what the Eagles are at. Okay. I asked myself this question: why are the Eagles so good this year? They are +13 in the turnover margin.
It's insane.
That's freaking crazy, guys.
Yeah.
How is that even possible? The Cowboys are +9, Vikings are +8, Ravens are +6, Chargers are +4.
Crazy.
Wow.
Right? Crazy.
Guys, that's crazy. Wow. And the Dolphins are -3, guys. So, guys, if we're going to win this game, we got to get turnovers. So I'm really hoping that, to me, is the we got to get turnovers. We got to get some pressure in their face. And again, with the concussion concerns with Tua, I promise you, they're like, hey, get the ball out of your hands quick.
Yep.
But you all know that they're double teaming Khalil Mack, so they're not seeing any pressure from anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, that's where like those corner blitzes need to get involved. We need to be able to find a way to be able to pressure at least one side of the dang ball, because we're not getting any sacks by anybody else, and the pressures with Khalil is not really coming around at this time. So By the way, the Dolphins have given up 26 sacks this season. That's not too bad. It's not great or anything like that.
15 against Tua himself, though.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay, on Tua. Okay.
So, but the thing is that they do play a lot of short game too. I think they kind of play based upon Mike McDaniels. I feel like he inherited kind of an offensive philosophy based upon kind of a Jimmy G type situation. And Jimmy G was kind of one of those guys that tends to do quick passes, short passes and such too. So it's been a good transition for Tua because it kind of fits well for his type of, throwing ability. Not saying he can't throw the deep ball. I mean,
right.
There has been some deep balls that he's thrown. I remember in the off season, they were showing some videos of him throwing the deep ball, and you're seeing Tyreek Hill kind of holding back because he was going to outrun the pass, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
He wasn't getting to that point. So,
well, yeah, and they're lucky too because I think they're actually one of the most healthy teams out there too. Let me double check that. I know we had that. Let's see. What was that?
They were like 17th or 18th in the league or something.
Okay, so they were kind of middle of the pack on that too. So yeah, they haven't dealt with the same amount of injuries we have. Well, of course, injuries are injuries, right? But they're not losing key players, right? They're not losing Waddle, they're not losing Tyreek Hill.
Right.
They're not losing guys that really matter, right? And like you can lose scrubs and nobody cares about scrub. Well, I mean, you shouldn't say that. You care about scrubs, right? But my point is, losing a Bosa is huge. Losing a JC Jackson is huge. Those are major losses that just really put you in a bad spot.
Dude, isn't that that's absolutely the truth there, Zach?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Zach. If he's out there in coverage, yeah, if K9's out there trying to block or pass protect against Tyreek Hill, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk out of the stadium right then and there. I'm like, I'm done.
I mean, it's funny because that's kind of what Andy and I were chatting about. Where once again, we got 69xx.fun in our chat, by the way, right now. If you guys are interested, I guess you guys could click on that. But whatever.
It's
a virus. It's a virus. It's a trap, dude. It's a trap.
Here, let's
sure.
Let's remove that.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, the thing about it is like Troy Reeder, he's gone out there and played a little bit in pass coverage and actually did pretty good. I mean, I remember that was kind of the knock on him coming from the Rams last season, that they were talking about that he's not that good in pass coverage and everything, but he played fine for us in a couple snaps too. So I don't really know why we don't do a little bit more rotational pieces. And I think what they're really, really trying to find out is, can Kenneth Murray be that first round pick kind of guy? And I think that
sorry, Zach.
I think they just want that first round pick.
Sorry, Zach. Hey, you can do better, Zach. You can do better. When you know better, you do better, Zach. Come on now. You know that, buddy. When you know better, you do better, Zach. Let's make it happen.
That's great. But going back to out of your Falcon mind, how they're saying saying that we're going to do two cover two base type defense or cover two deep kind of situation. And that is, it's absolutely a trend right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do that same thing too. And I think we've been doing a lot more of that with the Chargers all around. Just trying to find a way to be able to not give that big play, hence the bend don't break kind of situation. We just don't want to be broken. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to say that, Tua doesn't have Herbert's arm. And I think the thing is, though, that's where we have the ability to make really, really amazing passes with our two guys out there now. So bottom line, I don't really know what the deep pass basically in the trajectory of where Tua could throw a 60-yard bomb straight through the air or whatnot. I don't think he could necessarily do that, but at the same side, we got to be concerned because they have fast guys.
Right.
And they could basically do quick slants and just burn us real easily. So,
well, and they got an offensive coordinator that schemes people open very well. I mean, I keep going back to the first play last week. God, who did they play again last week? Why do I keep forgetting
Niners.
who they played? Oh, Niners. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. First play they schemed was amazing. They schemed guys open immediately. It was a touchdown right out of the gate. I was like, literally one play. And I'm like, holy shit, that's awesome. Yep. And I keep thinking about, again, this is my biggest frustration with Joe Lombardi. It's really about beating the guy in front of you and then trying to eliminate the double teams. The problem is we've had so many injuries that they don't have to double team anybody. It's, Bandy's not going to get open 100% of the time, right? And basically you're basically just telling Herbert, all right, everyone run out, beat the guy in front of you, and whoever's the most open, Justin Herbert's going to throw you the ball.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is sometimes they're going to double team the guy that the play is designed to throw the ball to, and then you're screwed. Then you're like, okay, what do we do? If you go back and look at what happened with that one, 3rd and 12 play where Keenan Allen scrambled, we threw a touchdown. No, 4th and 12. And it was a curl route. We talked about this on Friday. It was curl routes for everybody just to get to the sticks and get a first down. But then Keenan said, screw it, I'm just going to run to the end zone. Herbert rolled to the side, threw the ball down the field, and we got a touchdown.
Yeah.
But that's backyard football, and that does not work all the time, right?
No.
But my point is, this is where having a better offensive coordinator would make a difference, because then you're scheming players open, right? You don't have to put everything on Justin Herbert or the wide receivers. Too much is asked of our team to be successful, and you're asking way too much for the line. A 4-second, I think that play was 4.5 seconds, if I remember the time it took for that play to develop. And that was, I promise you, the line did not hold that 4.5 seconds. It was Herbert rolling out, making more time, and Keenan Allen doing what he did. And that's what got that touchdown. That's not schemable football. And that's my point, right? Like, Joe Lombardi does not scheme plays that are easy wins for Justin Herbert. Making it simple for Justin Herbert is my point. They're not doing that. They're making it, here's base offense, go win. Okay, well, that doesn't work every time, right? So scheme a guy open, give me the 5-10 yards we need here and there. You can do that. You have plays like that. Why are we not using them? Goal line plays. I know we have plays like that. So anyways, I can rant on about that forever. So
we got to make sure we get Justin Herbert outside of the pocket too. Not just for the fact of,
and move the pocket too. Just move the pocket.
Yeah,
have the pocket shift to the right, shift to the left. That motion is big, right?
Right.
I don't know why we're not doing that either. That really frustrates me.
We're so simply minded as a offense that we're just not trying to do the extra. Like even roll out a defensive end to be able to put him kind of as a lead blocker for a running back or a running game. Like things like that we just don't see. And that's kind of frustrating to watch. And I really just hope that we can see something like that. Now, once again, we're hoping for something with 5 games left of the season that we see all this, monumental changes all of a sudden to this offense.
Right.
But, there could be some sort of offense monumental, revelation to us to where we see Keenan Allen and Mike Williams on the field now. And it might actually just end up looking different now. This offense is really catered to those guys, and we can't even just count out also Josh Palmer, who's our leading receiver this year. And
we got Palmer, then we got Everett, and then you still have Austin Eckler to deal with, right? So that's 5 guys that are very good players right now. The only issue I would argue with is not having Guyton out there, because Guyton was good at stretching the field. He would take one of the safeties off of the field, right? He would say, okay, that safety has to cover Guyton on the streak down the sideline, right? And what that does is it takes that guy away, and immediately you're causing a double team.
Right.
That would mean then Keenan Allen or Mike Williams could not be double teamed; they'd be singled, right? So, So, and again, I understand the concept of what the offense is that Joe Lombardi is running, but my argument is when you have guys like a Bandy and DeAndre Carter you're focusing on, they are not good enough to break double teams typically. And that's why we've struggled this season offensively, not having Keenan Allen and Williams out there. So again, I just think that's something to really think about. And it's like, I get why Lombardi thinks the way he thinks, but the problem is he's not also being realistic to the people he has.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. Lombardi's game plan, wide receivers run straight ahead and then bro, you're exactly correct. 100% correct.
That's so true.
If you see the way all these plays are designed, I'm not joking. It's like Madden 101, dude. Like they are base offense.
Yeah.
It is embarrassing to me, in my opinion, right? And guys, make no mistake about it too. Okay, why do you do a bunch set, right? You got the 3 wide receivers in the corner. The easiest reason why you do that is you could split out. You can have those guys go left. This one guy goes right. You're immediately creating a matchup problem with the defensive backs.
Right.
Peyton Manning lived on that, right? He was all about the 2 wide receivers and they cross right in the goal line. Yep. One of those guys is going to be open. One of them is going to be open because one of the defensive backs cannot cover the other guy. It's pick route, rub route, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But again, those are schemes getting people up. Again, I go back to the one play that I really respect from Joe Lombardi was the 2-point conversion we were at in Arizona. You had Keenan Allen and you had Everett.
Yeah.
They both went to the right and then they went to the left. Keenan Allen got double teamed and then
boom. Easy.
Yep. It was like a pitch and catch. But that was the definition of a great call to get open. Why are we not doing that through the entire field? Right? You can scheme plays like that. You can even run that same damn play, right? That play will be open, 100% open. And why aren't we like? I get that you want to get the ball at the sticks, but why not just use that as like your first down play instead of a running play? Use that.
Yeah.
Get your 5 yards and then I don't know. Mix it up. Don't do the same thing.
That's definitely not a third down play call right there at all.
No, I just get it. It frustrates me how predictable we've become. That's my frustration. It's just too predictable. So.
Yeah,
but
the thing is, though, we're not making calls that are creating congestion.
Nope.
Which allows free reining or a free runner or a free wide receiver or target at all. And it's literally about this wide receiver creating a perfect run route to be able to allow to get him, 6 or 7 yards or whatnot. I can't remember which defensive coordinator it was. I want to say it was the defensive coordinator, head coach from the Bucks, and he was just talking about the Patriots offense. Basically, the offensive play calls are basically being played, or it's like a defensive coordinator is being an offensive play caller, just about getting 3 to 4 yards every single play. And that's boring, and that's not very good sound football because let's say for instance you are just trying to get 3 yards for the first down. Well, all right, you're still 2nd and 7. That's still kind of a weird situation to be at. You get 3 yards again on the second down possession. Well, now you're still basically 3 yards away or plus whatnot from getting a first down. You're putting yourself in a position of not winning football. You're putting yourself in a position to just try to do just enough to be able to pass.
Right.
Like it's like you're trying to get a D+ to be able to not get an F basically on a test basically. And we got to find a way to be able to play A+ based football. And we got a guy. I mean, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams are going to be out there. Austin Eckler was one of the best backs in the NFL right now. Why are we not understanding what kind of tools that we have? Now, once again, this is the first time we've had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams on the same field since basically the Bronco game. And Mike Williams only had
week one, right?
Yeah, he had one play. No, that was the Chiefs game. I'm sorry.
Oh, Chiefs game,
one pass, and that was it.
Yeah. Then he was like, he didn't want to tweak his ankle anymore or something like that, I mean, maybe realistically, maybe his the whole game plan with him playing that game was just to make the Chiefs second guess what their coverage needed to be. So,
well, and going back to what Weston Herbert's
that's Justin Herbert. He's
trying
to play us. No,
it's really Justin.
We know who you are. Now, I'll say this. I'll say this. Guys, here's the good news. Here's the good news, right? If we think as a fan base that we deserve to be in the playoffs, well, we're playing 2 playoff teams right now.
Yep. Agreed.
So great. It's time to nut up or shut up at this point, right? It really is. If we don't at least split these games, the chances of us making the playoffs are slim to none. So it's time to nut up or shut up at this point, right? We have to sit back and say it's time. We got to prove to the NFL that we're worthy to be in the playoffs. And so that's good for us, right? It's good that we have that opportunity to make it happen in prime time. In prime time, no matter. So,
and we've had a lot of primetime games this year, and our issue is we haven't been able to beat a winning record-based team this year. That's the hard part of it is. But once again, to your point, Andy, this is the time that you need to show that you're a playoff team. This is a time that you could tell the nation, the world, hey, we're here, we're real. We're 7-6 after this game if we win it. Justin Herbert's got the skill set to do it. It's interesting because I was actually just looking at some of the Tua versus Justin Herbert career stats and everything like that. We're almost the same outside of pass yards per game. Justin Herbert averages 288 yards versus Tua averages 222 yards per game. But the thing is, though, the touchdown ability that Justin Herbert's had, he's had 89 touchdowns already in his career. He's almost the ability to be able, if he gets 10 more touchdowns, I think he breaks Dan Marino's record in the first 3 seasons that he started.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Dude, I mean, how sick would that be?
2 per game. 2 per game.
2 per game. 2 per game is all you need, dude. And you know, I think this is a big game all around, just for us, for possible trajectory to where we get. I hope to see Joey Bosa back next week. That would be a huge lift for us. I mean, if we come out of this with a win and then say for some reason we beat the Titans too next week, that is massive for this team.
I think at that point, it's pretty much guaranteed that we'll be able to make the playoffs at that point. I think. I mean, unless we lose the rest of the games, like we have, like, in shock, you know. So shockingly lost the very winnable games, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, we
got the Ray Birds was huge.
Dude, I'm still so bothered by that game. I'm so bothered still by that freaking game.
So angry.
Dude, it took me a while to recover. It took a while for me to recover. That Thursday night game, like I was saying, when I was sitting there watching it, I looked like Grumpy Cat, just sitting there, just staring at the screen.
I was like, why are you even watching these guys?
Dude,
who cares?
I had to leave.
These clowns? Like, I don't care. I don't want to watch them at all.
Yep.
I'm done.
And guess what? I didn't watch, and guess what? Baker baked, and he made it happen.
That's right.
Baker baked, dude.
Shake and bake.
And bake,
baby.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake.
Oh man,
we got all kinds of ideas. We got all kinds of merch ideas, you know, for the Rams fans. We shake and bake, dude. Come on, now.
That's right.
Oh man.
Well,
isn't that called wake and bake?
Wake and
bake, right?
Yeah.
Wake and bake. If you're like a pothead, right? That's what it is. Wake and bake.
Yeah, wake and bake. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Roll
wake
up.
and bake.
Roll up and turn up.
Wake and bake. Oh, it's going off the rails.
That's
going
great.
off the rails, boys.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, I mean, look. At the end of the day, I guess my point is, we have to prove that we deserve to be there, right? And again, we haven't proven it yet, right? We have not beaten a team that's over 500 this entire season, and we've got to start focusing on beating teams that we can beat, right? And again, it frustrates me about the Chiefs specifically. I just get so frustrated with those 2 stupid games. I mean, I just feel like we're competing in both games, and we just find a way not to win, right? And you can argue, well, the Chiefs outplayed you. Okay, sure. But I still think that, you know, we're in those games, we're competing, and we're just a step behind. And, you know, it's coaching. I think it's a lot of play calling too, right? It's keeping things pretty vanilla. And that's not a good thing. So anyways,
Agreed.
Man, but Herbert, man, I think he can go off this game, you know, having Allen Williams out there, Everett, you know, I think, hey, we'll see. You know, it's time to nut up or shut up at this point. It just is.
Yeah, it really is. Yep.
100%. Well, you know, if you actually just look at, and I think I'm seeing it right. Yeah, Justin Herbert's a 5-4 record in the month of December right now, for his career. But these 2 next games are massive for us. We minimum have to win one. Minimum we have to win one to be able to even have the ability to get this thing going. You know, it's interesting, and I'm going to obviously do a playoff update later in the season or later in the week after this game. But there's some interesting scenarios out there where we could basically barely win any games, and we could find a way to be able to get in the playoffs. So I think it's kind of an interesting scenario there. But hey, let's go Bills. Let's go Cardinals this week, and then we get this win this week. That's really the whole thing. That would put us right into the 7th seed at that point. That would actually be very, very beneficial for us at that point. So
who are the Cards playing?
Patriots.
Cards are playing the Patriots.
Yeah, so Cardinals, it's like, because we don't want the Jets to win.
Nope, we don't want them to win.
We would want the Browns to win too, right? Or maybe not.
Who are the Browns playing?
Bengals.
Yeah, I'm considering the Bengals either going to be division winners or it's going to be the Ravens division winners.
Yeah,
I'm considering just looking at the 7th seed more than anything else. Like I'm just looking to find a way to get a ticket to the show.
Just to get that ticket. That's all we need.
To the show. Hey, it's just like us. We buy tickets to the stadium, to get to the show, right? But are we gonna sit in those seats?
Yeah. Tickets to the gun show, dude. Right here. Look at that. Dude.
Look at that, dude. Get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, you crazy. I mean, even if the Jaguars beat the Titans, that could be huge too, though.
That'd be massive.
Yeah, that'd be huge. Yeah, I mean,
the thing is though, like,
they're a division leader though, so that's the only thing. Yeah,
ain't nobody gonna take that division from them. I mean, the Colts are the number 2 position at 4-8-1 or whatever they're at. It's like or 4-7-1 or something like that. I mean, they're they have that division locked down unless there's a complete collapse after they fire the GM.
Speaking of the Colts, by the way, they lead the league in giving away the ball, -14.
That last
-14.
Ugly.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. It was bad. And the Saints are -12 right now.
Yeah.
Texans are -6. Rams are -6. Cleveland's -5. Panthers -4. Oddly enough, Kansas City's -4. And the Dolphins again are -3. So it's really interesting seeing the turnover margin, right? Now, and again, the problem with the Chargers is, we're getting turnovers, but we're not executing, right? We're not doing what we need to do to score points on that, right? Which is pretty frustrating. So it's pretty interesting scenario there for sure. So do we have any questions we want to go to before we wrap up at this point?
I didn't see any questions roll in. We kind of like
a lot more statements than anything.
Yeah, it's a lot more statements than anything. Some people were just like kind of commenting on what we were talking about, so not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think for us, we've kind of gone through a lot of them more than anything, just running through them and saying hello. But I thought it was funny about Wildcats, the grandpa Vince's, exactly, using Vince Lombardi's playbook from the 50s, 60s,
Yeah, right.
I thought that's probably a good way to look at it, man.
That could be. That very could be. Shoot.
Yeah. Or the book of Madden, basically. He's just playing the video game. Ooh, this is a great play. I got so many yards from this guy. Keenan Allen is always open on this play. All right, let's throw that one in there. It's another curl route of some crap, dude. Like,
right.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
dude.
see, and again, like that's the argument I've always had is that if you are predictable as an offense, again, the whole point is space and separation and isolation. That's the whole point of the offense and really the defense. And my guy is better than your guy. He's going to beat you face to face. But again, my frustration again with the Raider game was we did not do enough to stack the box and stop Jacobs, and we did nothing to stop Adams either. Yeah. Right. And our safety play was poor. We did a bad job double teaming, right? And I think with this game specifically, again, what I would do, I would stack the box as much as you can, maybe 5 or 6 at least 6, maybe 7, and then do the best you can to double team. Yep. Hill and Waddle. And just make the other guys beat you. Make the other guys have to get open. And then I would just man those guys up flat out. That's what I would do. So
exactly.
I don't know. It's tough. It's going to be a hard game. I just think it's going to be a hard game.
Yep.
I think it could happen today. Could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen this game.
There's a good chance this week, but to be honest, next week might actually be more of a probability because they are the second worst pass defense in the league with the Titans. So that could even happen next week or this week. But man, I think to be honest, we need to be a pass first offense. Bottom line, we need to be a pass first offense and stop playing stupid curl routes for every single receiver. Stop playing that. Play some cross routes. Play some out routes. Play somewhere and other. Just try to find a way to be able to look different on this freaking offense. I mean, we throw to the flat all dang time, but we're just not really trying to find a way to be able to get yards after catch with this dang squad. This team's better than that. To be honest, I've seen a lot more deep caught passes by Keenan Allen than I've seen in a very long time for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of saying, like, are we just been using Keenan Allen incorrectly? Are we just playing him as a possession kind of guy? I mean, seems like he's a downfield guy and can get those passes, and Herbert's got the arm to be able to put it on the money, dude. So
yeah, he is extremely accurate. That's the thing. I was arguing with some Rage Herd fan on one of the articles, and he was like, "Oh, dude, Joe Burrow's way better than Justin Herbert." I'm like, "You are freaking high. There is no way you could say Justin Herbert is not better than Joe Burrow. He is 100% better. And, Joe Burrow's got a good offensive line. They've kept him fairly clean this season. Last season, he was dry humped all last season, but they've done much better this season. And secondarily, he's got Jamar Chase and some of the youngest, best wide receivers in the market right now. And I'm sorry, like those guys changed the way you can play. And the fact that we haven't had Allen and Williams out on the field the entire time, horrible, right? It's not going to work, so it's pretty bad, right? And so that's why, like, I just really sit back and just get a little frustrated about that whole argument around Joe Burrow and Herbert. And again, it's funny because I think the reason why this became a primetime matchup on Sunday night is because it's Tua and Herbert both in playoff positions. And so they want to say, oh, Tua was picked before Herbert. It's an interesting matchup, okay, cool. But, so anyways, it's kind of interesting.
The thing about it is Herbert's actually pretty good against those 2020 class. Actually, I think he's beat Hurts, he's beat Burrow. He lost to, and I don't think it was Tua last season. So hey, we're what 2-1, I think now. So hey, we're not doing bad.
Squish the fish. Squish the fish.
We're gonna make some mahi tacos, dude. Let's make it happen, dude.
Mahi tacos. What's up? We eating you fools. You gone. Stupid fish. Get out of
here. Yeah. Ooh. Free mahi. Free mahi. I want some of that, man.
Oh, my God. I love it.
No doubt.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But, well, cool. You guys kind of want to wrap it up. I don't know if there's too much else out there and everything like that. But, bottom line, this is going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. It's Sunday Night Football. They changed from the Royals to the Baby Blues for this game, and I think they're going to do the Royal jerseys next week against the Titans. So
that's what it sounds
like. I'm gonna wear my Baby Blue jersey, my LaDainian Tomlinson jersey that I wore at the Cardinals game, which we ended up winning. And so I'm hoping that record continues with that. Throwback jersey. Let's keep that baby blue love out there, dude. Maybe that's going to give us some more luck here. I'll take it all day, dude. I'll take it all day. We get a win against the Fish. Let's do it.
Yeah. By the way, I love that phone. No sloppy Joe. I like that. That's a good. That's a good shirt idea too. No sloppy. Joe.
Yeah. Earlier this week, a lot of us we wanted to start this chat in the stadium. No more Joe. No more Joe. No more Joe.
No more.
What was it in Billy Madison when he was in the cafeteria and the lady would come over with a tray of sloppy Joes? He's like, have another sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy.
He made a song out of it too. Sloppy Joe. Sloppy.
Oh, yeah, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a whole song on it. Yeah, the whole song. Yeah.
Funny.
No. But that's good. Yeah. So I mean, So score predictions, guys. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Ooh. Man,
yeah, let's check out that score prediction.
Hey, Chargers by 7. Chargers by 7. Chargers by 7.
What do we do? Lose big and win barely.
Yeah, that's right.
Win barely.
That's right. That's our thing.
So okay, let me just say this:
if
we get outscored like crazy, let's say we get outscored like crazy. Let's say we don't hang with them at all. They just beat the living crap out of us.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you that offensively we are extremely predictable and any team can just pick us apart because we have no excuses at this point. We'd have Allen and Williams back. We're pretty much full. Well, I mean, for the most part, decent, right? And so if we come out of this just getting blown away, dude, it's sorry, Joe, you suck.
Done.
Right? Sloppy Joe, dude. Sloppy Joe. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm expecting a shootout, right? I really am expecting a shootout. I don't think our defense is going to get burned, but we should be able to burn them. If we don't, that's on Joe, 100%.
Yep. No Joe, dude. So, 28-27 is kind of my idea of where we're at. Late touchdown by Justin Herbert to do his heroics. Show the world what he could do on a drive necessary with 1:40 left or whatnot. 2 timeouts. And then he takes control of the car and drives that thing to a Mike Williams touchdown to the left side of the end zone.
Yes.
Make sure you cut that out if that actually happens. Cut that little Peace out. Throw it out there. James knew. James knew how it works.
James knew.
James
knew.
James had a vision.
I had a vision
of the end of the game. Yeah. Harold's gonna go, and exactly that. That was it.
Joe Dumbardi, I like that too.
Straight up Simpsons situation.
Yeah, exactly. It's Professor X or something here, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Joe Dumbardi.
Yeah, Joe Dumbardi. Using Cerebro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, either way,
thanks,
guys.
Man, appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, no, hey, that's Tom Telesco. That's Tom Telesco right there, actually. So
Tom Telesco, what up, bud? TT.
Hey, man. TT, nice job. Hey, good job with that ZJ pick, son. Good job on that ZJ pick.
That's right.
ZJ.
He's looking good, dude. Mount Zion.
ZJ, dude. Wasn't that a line from a movie, dude? If you don't know what a ZJ is, you can't afford it.
That's right.
Right?
No, BJ, a ZJ. Well, what's a ZJ? If you have to ask, you can't afford it. That's what it is. Yeah. Man. Still one of the best movies ever.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. Yeah, we just, again, squish the fish. Squish the fish.
That's it. That's the biggest thing. So
let's go.
Squish the fish. We got to show them what's done, dude. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
You can do better, Tommy T. It's cool, buddy. You know,
let's go, baby.
Hey, hit us up if you need any advice on mid-season trades or anything.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
got some ideas. We'll just charge you a small fee, $1 million.
That's right, dude. We got you. $1 million.
$1 million, guys.
That's right. All right, boys.
Cool. Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Doyle rules. Yeah.
Doyle rules. Classic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love it.
Well, you want to wrap us up, Kyle?
Yeah, sure, man. Hey, it's been good. It's gonna be a good game. I know it's gonna be raining, like I said at the start. There's gonna be a little bit of rain tomorrow, so I think the tailgate is still gonna be on. I think it should be actually finished raining by about 12 o'clock. So come on out there. You know, like, I mean, I saw a lot of people like in the chat rooms or whatever. They're asking like if you need a ticket for the tailgate, and you do not need a ticket for the tailgate. You can actually just walk, or you can park somewhere. You can just, walk into the stadium. You just go in there and just have a good time with the Bolt fam, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's always better for you to park in the stadium, so that way you can just hang out and just really just relax, just to soak it all in and stuff. But hey, if you want to come out to the game, well, please do. Like, we're out there, we're gonna have a good time. So it's gonna be, I love these night games because it gives you so much more time to kind of like get all pumped up for the game. So come on out there, say hello to me, say what's up. I'm going to be there, but James and Andrew will not, though, unfortunately. Yep. So, yeah.
Just remember, Tailgate's undefeated.
That's right.
Undefeated, baby.
Tailgate's undefeated, baby.
17-0 every season.
Every single season. It's just
I guess it depends if we actually played every game at home, but,
Actually,
the Chargers tailgates are undefeated.
Yeah, I'd say what Arizona was a lot of fun, man. We had a great
Arizona
time.
was dope.
That tailgate, that was a good time, dude. Super fun time.
That was a great time. And you know what? Actually, one tailgate is defeated. It was in Miami. I guess someone left their grill on in the parking lot, and they came back and their car was completely on fire. It caught some other car on fire. Like, so they're
that's awesome.
They made a horrible mistake. Yeah. So.
Silly, dude.
None of that business. Yeah. So
that's hilarious. Clowns, dude. Clownery.
Yep. Absolutely clownery. Yeah.
Great times.
Yep.
Well, cool. Let's wrap it up, guys. By the way, out of your Falcon Mind, love having you guys on here too, man. Always appreciate 100%. It. Looking forward to what seeing the Riddler could do for you guys. I call him the Riddler already. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
The Riddler.
Riddler, but Riddler.
The Whittler.
Whittler,
the Whittler.
I'm interested to see what he does, though. I'm gonna keep an eye on it for sure, man. So,
cool.
That'll be fun.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in and jumping in the stream with us, guys. Bolt up, don't punt. Let's go.
Fourth and Staley, let's go. Woo!
Yeah.
Bull Bros!